This is Alexandra Botez, chess grandmaster, global superstar, and one of the most dangerous strategic minds on the planet. She's used to thinking 10 moves ahead of her opponents, but today she's on my turf, the poker felt.
This is Alex's first time playing, so she got all $5 chips.
You're gonna need some bigger chips, Alex, because today we're playing Texas style. It's 5-10 with a $2,000 buy-in, but the stacks are completely uncapped. I've recruited 7 of my finest Texas degenerates to show her exactly how we do it in the Lone Star State. Down here, there are no checkmates, only bloodbaths. Let's grab our chips and see if the Queen of Chess can survive. Amy puts the $25 straddle on the button, which gives her ultimate last action. There's a bunch of callers over to me, and I look down at the ducks here, and Alex has never been to the Fort Card Room before here in Aledo, Texas, and she wants to make an impression straight out of the gate. Makes it $400 to go. I applaud the effort here, but I'm going absolutely nowhere. Let's see if we can get any of my degenerate friends to put in some more money as well. And look at that! Andrew puts in the call on my right. Of course, I'm calling, looking to set mine here with pocket deuces, but the flop unfortunately comes ace jack 5 rainbow. Action checks over to Alex. She fires out for $500, and when Andrew slides his cards in the middle, gives me a second to think about it if I want to get sticky here and look her up versus a hand like king queen, or maybe try to float her and then take it away if she had pocket tens. But I want to see how she's playing here, so I fold my cards, and yeah, let's just roll the tape.
That's really pretty.
Pay up, bitches.
You might be wondering why the smartest person at the table is playing the worst hand in poker. Well, that's just because she picks up an additional $25 per person for getting it through. So congrats to that, Alex. Don't spend it all in one place, and definitely don't count your stack yet, because we're firing it off here with King 9 of spades, and I decided to raise it up to $100 and get some action from David Alexander. The flop gives me 2 pair with a backdoor spade draw, and I decide to fire out for $100, to which he obliges. When the turn comes to Jack of Hearts, I get tricky and check it over to him. He's a player that is not scared to put chips in the middle, if you're getting my drift, and so giving him some rope here and there is never a bad option. But he checks behind. The river comes the ace of spades. Really shouldn't change too much unless he has a hand like ace jack, ace 9, or ace king. I decide to bet out for $200. We get snap called, and when I turn over the 2 pair, he shows he had king 10 offsuit, so perhaps my check on the turn allowed me to get paid on the river. Well, here's the thing. Our chip stack is exactly the same as when we started, but if you look at the bottom left of your screen, that is Alex Botez's stack, and you can see that she has an entire barrel of black chips. That's alone $2,000. I'm definitely losing the battle, but the war is still on. Let's see if I can win some chips here with ace king offsuit. Amy opens it up under the gun to 75 over that $25 button, which just spoiler alert, it's going to be on pretty much for the rest of the night, so expect some big opens and big 3 bets, especially out of position. I make it 200 and Cinco de Mayo to go. She puts in the call. Patton folds his cards. We are going to go heads up out of position to a flop, which comes ace jack 10 with 2 hearts. I decided to check it over to her. She's going to give me a lot of information with what she does on the flop. She checks behind, and the turn comes the 8 of hearts. I don't love that, so I give a little bit more rope over to her and check. She checks behind. The river comes the 10 of diamonds, and I gotta bet my own hand finally on the river, $155. She snap calls with ace deuce offsuit, so in hindsight, I probably get called on the flop, but if I bet big on the turn, then she's definitely not putting more money in the middle. So taking out $850, and I'm inching a little bit closer to my foe on my left. Well, there's a lip now, and I raise it up to $100 with ace 6 of spades, and Botez folds. So she's not going to win any chips in this hand, but Amy puts in the call, and we're going to get some more action from David Alexander, going 3 ways to a flop, which comes jack 9-6 with 1 spade, and the action checks through. The turn comes the 7 of spades, music to my ears. Now I have bottom pair, but I have the nut flush draw to go along with it, and DA bets out for $175. I debate going for a raise here and try to blow him off a hand like pocket 8s, but I don't think that would even fold. Would even pocket 10s fold? No. So for that reason, I just decided to put in the call. Amy does as well. We're getting some pretty great odds here to hit the river, but we don't. It comes the 3 of hearts, and unfortunately, the action is going to check through here, and DA is going to win it with Jack 5 offsuit. So top pair, he was definitely going nowhere. Good thing I didn't try to bluff him off the hand. Unfortunate, I couldn't scoop in this $865 pot, and my chip stack is going down. But even though I'm losing that hand, in this next one, look at Botez's stack. It's going down. She's under the 2K mark. So finally, I am above her in the competition. It might have something to do with the fact that we're taking shots at the table. Shout out to seat 2. That's Cookie. He always brings a bottle of Macallan, and I'll take all the shots I can get. If I'm winning and she's losing, well, there is a raise to $75. 2 callers over to me, and I put in the call as well. What do I have? King 6 of clubs. We're definitely playing loosey-goosey, but we're not eating a sandwich, as Daniel Negreanu once famously said. I start with a check, and the preflop raiser, Alex, checks as well. The action's gonna check through, and if we didn't have enough on the flop, look at this turn, you guys. We now have 2 pair on the king of spades. Life is pretty great, but there's only $310 in the middle. I'm gonna give Botez a little bit more rope here and check it over to her, and she takes it. She fires out for 4 green chips. That's $100, and Patton puts in the call. I'm gonna call as well. I easily could go for a raise here and try to bloat the pot, but I decided to play it tricky, just putting in $100. In the river now comes the 10 of diamonds. $610 in the middle, and I bet out for $255. I don't want the action to check through. I think I have the best hand when Patton checks, and Botez bets small on the turn. She puts in the call. Patton lets go of his hand.
I blocked ace-jack.
Oh my god, you blocked ace-jack.
This is bullshit.
How do you not win if you block ace-jack?
We can see that she was just jacking off with king-jack offsuit, and that is no good, senorita. We are taking down $1,100. Cookie, let's get another round of shots.
Bobby, what time is it?
It's Modelo time.
I have to tell you all about this one-day tournament with $1 million guaranteed coming up on March 1st. You can enter directly for 218 chips or try your luck in the many satellites running daily that gives all of you lower stakes players a chance to participate. When I got 4th place in the Triton event, that was 2+ days of grueling play. The cool part about this 1 million tournament is it starts and ends in one single day. This hasn't been done since the glory days of online. You definitely can't miss it, and happening right after are 2 more huge tournaments from March 4th to the 15th. There's a PLO mystery bounty with a 250K guarantee, and then a massive 1 million guarantee prime event. Your Sundays will never be the same now that WPT Gold tourneys are here. Sign up now with code Wolfgang for a bonus. All right, I have $3,000 in my stack, and if you look at hers, she has a little bit more than me, so you know I gotta put these chips to work here. No dust collecting, and I look down at the bullets. Let's freaking go, you guys. I make it $55 to go. We're gonna get a bunch of action, and the flop comes ace 3 deuce, bang, we flop top set. Action checks to me. I fire out for $105, and our good buddy Bobby is gonna put in the call and give us some action, and we just turn him essentially dead with the deuce of diamonds. So when he checks it over to me, I check behind in the river, brings in the front door flush draw. So we love that. Hopefully he has a king high, queen high, jack high flush and just leads out into us. He doesn't, but we're still gonna go for a $555 bet.
What is that, 155? It's 555.
He asks the dealer what it is, and then snap calls. I turn over the boat.
I knew it too. I knew it, but I hit the flush. I had to call.
And he indeed shows the jack high flush. Maybe if he had the king or queen high one, he would have gone for a raise, but a really good just call there instead of a check raise from Bobby. I'm taking in a Texas size 510 pot, but I feel like there was a little bit more meat on the bone. And of course, Bobby has to open his mouth and give me a little needle.
I knew when you checked the turn you had it.
It's almost like I checked the turn so you'd hit your flush and then call the big bet.
Wow, that is nice. Supposed to do?
Hey, thanks for coming, Bobby.
Don't hurt me. Oh my God. Thanks. I love poker. Whatever.
All right, I have 3,400. Botez has around 4,000. Time to get to work. There's a raise to my right from Andrew. I 3-bet him to 225. Well, he 4-bets me to 500, and of course I'm gonna call here with King 9 of hearts, trying to get in the mix. Botez folds. I'm going heads up in position to a flop, which comes 10-5-3 with 2 hearts, and Andrew starts with a check. I decide to check behind here. I just have King high, but I do have the heart flush draw, so when the turn comes the 8 of spades, and Andrew fires out for $300, of course I'm putting in the call. On the river comes the 9 of clubs. That's not too bad. Let's take this to showdown. Goes check, check. I turn over the pair of 9s.
You river me?
feels
Are
very
you kidding me?
fresh.
That's
Oh
so
my
ridiculous.
gosh.
$30?
No.
That's ridiculous.
It's so good though.
That means
Oh my
it's like-
god.
He had ace 3 of clubs. So he had me pre-flop, on the flop, and on the turn. But Andrew, we play 5 cards. So yeah, buddy, this $1,600 pot is mine, but he has a few choice words for us to say at the end.
That guys, you make bad calls on the turn, you get there on the river, and then their brothers are
This guy
embarrassed.
sucks. Don't listen to him for advice. I mean, come on now. Like, seriously? Go watch Brad Owen.
But yeah, something tells me he might have a new favorite YouTuber after this hand. All right, I put on the $25 straddle from under the gun, and there's a bunch of limps over to me. So I'm gonna make it $125 with 10-4 of diamonds. Let's get to work here, you guys. We're gonna pick up a few callers and go multi-way to a flop, or here in Texas, we call it Texas heads up. Well, it's not too great of a flop, although I do make third pair on a 9-5-4 with 2 clubs board, and Cookie fires out for $100. There's a call over to me. I decide to put in the call as well, and we lose Drew, so 3 ways to the turn, which comes the Jack of hearts. The action checks through, bringing in the 4 of hearts on the river. Bang! We river 3 of a kind, and Patton now bets out for $420. That cheeky bloke, $420. I wonder why you chose that sizing. Look at his profile picture. I guess you guys might have some ideas why he went with that number. I'm not gonna call. We're definitely not a fan of the 420 bet. Let's go for a little bit more, $1,020. A little bit more than a min click to 840. Cookie goes into the tank, but then eventually releases his hand. Unfortunate we couldn't pick up an additional $1,000 from seat 2, but Patton thinks about it for a while, looks away, and then puts in the call. And let's do a doom zoom on him because he gives us a one-of-a-kind reaction. Bang!
I know my bangs. Wolfie, do I know my bangs?
You know.
I know my bangs. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, wow. What a river.
This gets worth the price of each. Where are y'all? Oh, head 4. I knew it with the...
All right, you guys, that's not close anymore. I have over $5,500, and Botez only has around $4 grand. Get your chip stack up. Come on. Let's go, you guys. The button straddle's out there. There's a few limps over to me, and I'm gonna make it 125 with ace king offsuit. At this point, I'm feeling like I just can't be stopped. Botez puts in the call, Bobby folds, and Andrew calls as well. So 3 hooligans to a flop, which gives me 2 pair on a king 7-7 flop with 2 spades. I also have the ace of spades in my hand, and I decided to bet out for 125. Alex folds, and Andrew puts in the call. What does he have here? A pocket pair, a flush draw, maybe a 8-9, so 3 to a straight. I have no idea. The turn comes an absolute brick, and I decide to slow down and check here. I'm either way ahead or way behind if he somehow has a 7, so I don't want to bloat the pot too much. I want to see what he does on the turn, and he fires out for 1 purple chip. That's $500. Going absolutely nowhere. I could think about check raising here, although I think he's only going to call me with better hands and really good flush draws, but because I have the ace of spades in my hand, he's probably folding all of his queen and jack high spades. So I just put in the call. The river comes the 5 of diamonds, and I get a little bit tricky here and try to bet 155, but then take it back and just check. I'm not exactly too sure why I did this in the moment. Maybe I'm feeling those McKellen shots. Maybe I was trying a new play here and trying to confuse him and get him to put money in the middle, and it worked, you guys. Look at that. Andrew bets out for $1,555. Of course, I snap call. Unfortunately, he had 7-5 of hearts, you guys. He flopped 3 of a kind.
I had A7.
No, did you actually?
Yeah.
Oh, I got lucky.
No, I didn't have A7.
Oh, okay.
125 pre. If you ever want a great game, come out to the Fort Card Room because people like Andrew like to play it. Unfortunately for me, I'm losing a $5,000 pot. I was bragging how I had $5,500 in my stack, but most of that is getting pushed over Andrew's way. What a lousy way to end the session, but we're gonna rack up what we have left here and head over to the cage. I got out for $2,590, so a profit of $590 on the session.
Well, we made money, but we pissed most of it away.
Alex ended up beating me, cashing out over $3,000, so she won it this time, but don't worry, we'll see more of her in the future, I'm sure. If you guys like this video, there's 2 more on your screen right now. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video in the future, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!